Farmers from across the Midlands have been in London today protesting at the crisis facing the industry. Many say they can't make a living at the prices they're being paid for the food they produce. Our rural affairs correspondent Gregory-Kumar joined hundreds of farmers, 2 cows and some sheep as they marched on 10 Downing Street. He's here with me right now. So who organised this march, David?
Well, Nick, this march was put together by Farmers for Action, and they also put out this video as a sort of call to action for what they called the Farming to London March. Now, it was a protest, and yes, many farmers are very angry, but today was also about showing us how important and valuable British farming is and what we all might lose if things continue as they are. It was the day farming came to the heart of London. Hundreds of farmers arriving by coach and getting ready to take their message right to the very top.
We're here to highlight the issues that are going on in the whole farming industry at the moment and what a real deal we feel we're getting.
It's pretty tough, it's getting tougher and tougher, and it's getting really scary.
Well, we're trying to keep things at the forefront of people's minds. The supermarkets last year did give us some concessions, and we do have some supplementary payments at the moment, but they were only guaranteed for the winter.
Just after 12, the march, organised by Farmers for Action, set off for Trafalgar Square and then Downing Street.
It's a really good-natured event here today, but actually, while this is a celebration of British farming in many ways, there are some really serious problems these protesters would like our politicians and the rest of us to think about.
At the moment we've got 160 coming through, but of course you could have more than that. So that was the ultimate aim, really, to push our numbers up, and this was the way to do it, really.
On this dairy farm near Oswestry, it's a pretty typical story. High milk prices a few years ago meant money to invest, but now expansion plans are on hold. It's all about just surviving. Gareth and David Ellis are father and son, and both will be on the march.
The politicians are talking about it a bit. That's something as a start, because they're probably the only ones who can sort it out.
At the moment, we're just about hanging on in there, but there are a lot that are worse off than me probably, and they won't survive perhaps.
After a 5:30 start in Oswestry, I caught up with the Ellises outside Downing Street.
Good so far, yeah. It's a pretty good turnout, I think, from plenty of noise, and everyone seems pretty excited.
Do you think it'll make a difference?
I hope so. We've brought the message to the centre of government. I hope they listen to us and take a bit of notice.
All these farmers will leave London and head back to some pretty harsh financial realities.
So David, can you just explain to me how bad the situation is for farmers at the moment?
Well, short story, it's pretty bad, Nick. The old adage is down corn, up horn. In other words, when cereals corn does badly, you find beef, the horn, makes money. But look at some of these prices. As you can see here, well, this is wheat. The red line is this year, well down on the blue line of last year. And if you look again, here we are. Well, this is cattle, this is your horn. And once again, the red line is well down. And then look at pigs. This year's red line, well below what they expect. But the biggest chunk of Midlands farming is still dairy, and as we reported in the past, many farmers face really hard times in this sector, but not all of them. This is a graph that's actually come from what was handed in at Downing Street today, so it's a little bit technical looking, but this upper line is the price that farmers are getting, the best price that farmers can expect, the ones on the best price for dairy, and then compare that to the farmers who are getting the lowest possible price, the blue line. That's just plummeted. And that's what many of these farmers who are marching today were worried about, because it's these farmers on that blue line who are affected. And if they don't take direct action, they say, no one is going to listen to them. No one understands just how bad things have got, and there's little prospect of the next 12 months being much better. That's why farmers were marching today, raising awareness amongst us and the politicians, but also keen to stress there's more to this than just tough economic time. Farming shapes the landscape of the Midlands, and the more it changes, the more could be lost, Nick.
David, thank you.